Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Network, where we bring you the biggest NBA breaking news, trade rumors, and free agency updates from around the NBA. And today, we have a massive NBA story that could completely change the NBA. DeMar has been waived, and now the biggest question is, where will he play next? This is a huge moment because DeMar is still one of the best veteran scorers in the NBA. He is a seven-time All-Star, one of the smoothest mid-range scorers in NBA history, and a player who has proven that he can make big shots when the pressure is at its highest. Even though DeMar is not the same player he was at his peak, he can still give a championship team exactly what they need. Scoring, leadership, experience, and a player who is not afraid of the biggest moments. Now, several NBA teams could make a serious push to bring him in. Could DeMar return to Toronto and play alongside Kawhi? Could he join Luka in Los Angeles? Could he become the missing piece for a Miami team with Giannis and Bam? Or could he help the New York Knicks make a championship run? Today, we're breaking down the best NBA landing spots for DeMar and where he could make the biggest impact. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the Toronto Raptors. This might be the most exciting fit for DeMar. Imagine DeMar returning to Toronto and playing alongside Kawhi. That would be an incredible NBA storyline. DeMar became a star in Toronto. That is where he became an all-star. That is where he built his reputation as one of the best scorers in the NBA. Raptors fans have always respected DeMar because of everything he gave to the organization. He was loyal. He competed every night. And he became one of the most beloved players in franchise history. But this time, the situation would be completely different. DeMar would not have to carry the entire offense by himself. He would have another superstar beside him. Kawhi brings elite defense, toughness, and the ability to take over games when the NBA playoffs arrive. DeMar brings scoring, shot creation, and one of the best mid-range games in basketball. That combination would be extremely difficult for NBA defenses to stop. Imagine a playoff game in the fourth quarter. The defense has to worry about Kawhi attacking. But now they also have to worry about DeMar creating his own shot. That is a nightmare matchup. A Raptors team with Kawhi and DeMar would instantly become one of the most talked-about teams in the NBA. Now let's talk about the Miami Heat. This might be the most dangerous option. Miami already has one of the toughest teams in the NBA, but adding DeMar would make them even more dangerous. The Heat have Giannis leading the way, and they already have Bam bringing defense, rebounding, and toughness. Now imagine adding DeMar's scoring ability to that group. That would be a scary combination. Giannis gives you unstoppable pressure attacking the basket. Bam controls the paint and guards some of the best players in the NBA. And DeMar gives Miami something every championship team needs. A player who can create a shot when the game slows down. When the NBA playoffs begin, every possession matters. You need players who can make difficult shots. DeMar has built his entire career around those moments. A Miami team with Giannis, Bam, and DeMar would be a nightmare for opponents. Now let's move to the Los Angeles Lakers. With LeBron no longer on the Lakers, the team has a completely different future. But adding DeMar next to Luka could create one of the most exciting offenses in the NBA. Luka is one of the best playmakers in basketball. He controls the pace. He creates open shots. And he forces NBA defenses to make impossible decisions. Adding DeMar would give Luka another elite scorer. If teams double Luka, DeMar gets opportunities. If teams focus on DeMar, Luka has more room to attack. That is what makes great offensive players work together. The Lakers have always been a team that attracts veteran stars. DeMar understands pressure. He understands expectations. And he knows how to perform when the spotlight is at its brightest. A Luka and DeMar pairing would be one of the most exciting duos in the NBA. Now let's talk about the New York Knicks. This might be the best basketball fit. The Knicks already have a talented roster, and DeMar could be the perfect veteran scorer to add to their team. Imagine DeMar playing alongside Jalen, Karl-Anthony, Josh, and OG. That is a dangerous lineup. Jalen controls the offense. Karl-Anthony gives them shooting and size. Josh brings energy and toughness. OG provides elite defense. And DeMar gives them another closer. When the NBA playoffs arrive, you need players who can create offense when nothing is easy. You need players who can make tough shots under pressure. DeMar has been doing that for years. And playing in New York would give him one of the biggest stages in the NBA. Knicks fans love players who are confident, competitive, and not afraid of big moments. DeMar would fit that perfectly. So where should DeMar go? Toronto gives him the emotional reunion with Kawhi. Miami gives him a chance to join Giannis and Bam and compete for championships. The Lakers give him an opportunity to play alongside Luka and become a major offensive weapon. And the Knicks give him a chance to be the final piece of a serious NBA contender. No matter where DeMar ends up, one thing is clear. DeMar can still make a huge impact in the NBA. He can score, he can lead, and he can make the big shots that win games. Now I want to hear from you. Where do you think DeMar will sign next? Toronto, Miami, the Lakers, the Knicks? Let me know your prediction in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the Sports Network, and turn on notifications for more NBA breaking news, trade rumors, and free agency updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.